Okay, so here is the setup. So first off, what happened yesterday when Nate Baker left is this is the controller. He actually put a password on this controller and told nobody what the password is. So I just kind of wanted to look at it. We spent 20 minutes. The Hyundai dealer, SMT in Lenexa, Kansas, is amazing. They are they're our local Hyundai dealer. They sold us the Fastems. None of that, I believe, is on them because they had to deal with Nate Baker and Fastems also. But the point is, this thing had a password on it and no one was told what the password was. Not only did we just leave it out here in the middle of nowhere, we didn't tidy up any of the cords. You know, this is my material, but if you would have asked, I could have moved it out of the way so you could have tidied up all your cords. We had to install these connectors on the machine. Then they ran the wires up here. Of course, didn't tuck those, so that looks like total trash. We have this wire down here that hooks to our Ethernet port, and it's just kind of bundled up over here, not tidied up. There's wire, not tidied up. There's this sheet metal, just loose, not tidied up. There's also a piece of sheet metal in here at the loading station, not tidied up. Nothing is cleaned. What else? Nothing's wiped down, cleaned. You know, everything's just kind of zip tied. It's not done neatly. It's not done nicely. As much time as they spent on it, you would really think that they would have, you know, really taken the time to get it all correct. But, you know, they didn't. We'll go in here. There's a piece of sheet metal over there. You can see it. It's just hanging out. Don't know what it is. Don't know where it goes. Nothing. Just kind of left the inside of the machine a mess. You can see some of the stuff in the background, so like that's not in the machine, but yeah, just kind of left it a mess. They had to have this electrical cutout installed right there. That's exactly where Fastems wanted it, and then they weren't able to put this piece of trim on. So this is where they wanted it, but then the electricians did this, and then they weren't able to install the piece of trim, so they just kind of left it sitting there. As we go around to the side here, this is all Fastems stuff. This is Fastems' little toolbox they send in, so they're, of course, I'm not worried about that. That's the installers type deal, and a couple extra panels, things like that. Yeah, you know, there's still, that's actually on the machine, still saran wrap on the machine. You can see that piece of sheet metal right there. This is a card, picking up card from Fastems, just laying on my floor, you know, real nice, real neat. So, that's kind of how they left the machine, you know, but they call it done. They wanted me to sign some paper that said I was happy. Not gonna do it, probably ever. And, the little commissioner guy, Nate Baker, got rather upset that we were not going to sign his little deal. I'm assuming that has a lot to do with his job, which I don't really care. The guy is bipolar. He is a total pompous ass. He has no respect for the customer. He has no respect for his coworkers. He has no respect for the machine tool dealers that are here trying to help him. He basically wants to do it all on his own, but he doesn't know how to do it. So, you know, you can't help people like that. They're just worthless human beings. I've been in contact with his superiors at Fastems, told them about the problems. they didn't sound that surprised. His coworkers found out that he is also not a very well-liked person at some other shops. Of course, he is no longer allowed here on the property at Billet. We will not stand to have him ever come into this facility or even pull into the parking lot. When he first got here the first day, I was already highly agitated at the progress being made for installation. So when he got here, I was like, here's the machine, let's get it going. And he was like, you seem upset, what's going on? So kind of had told him the shipping nightmare story, the installation nightmare story, the missing parts story. I'd kind of gone through all of that, and he said, hey man, I can't help any of that, but I'm here to get the machine going, and we're going to take care of you. So I felt a little bit better when he told me that, like, okay, here's someone, he is the guy to get this going. He is gonna rock it. That's really where it stopped. After about 3 days, I went to him and I said, hey man, I kind of need a date. Like, when do you think this is gonna happen? When do you think that we're gonna get this going? He looked me right dead in the eye and said, I don't know. I have no idea. We have hurdles. Kept calling them hurdles. I have hurdles to get over. Okay, what do you mean you have hurdles? This is supposed to be a plug-and-play system. This is how Fastems sells it, as a plug-and-play system. So what do you mean you have hurdles? He could never explain anything. He didn't want to explain anything. He didn't want anyone to know what he does or how he does it, because he really doesn't know what he does or how he does it. So, like I said, I've been in contact with his superiors. I've talked to the VP of Fastems, great man, took my call, which I appreciate very much. He listened to my concerns. He told me he would take care of me, and in some ways he did, in some ways he didn't. So, don't really know what to do with that, just going to have to deal with it. But as of right now, the machine allegedly works. Like I said, it has not ran any of our programs. The Fastems has not loaded one of our personal programs into the machine. It hasn't loaded one of our pallet and tombstone combinations into the machine. So we don't really know if it works. We've been told by Nate Baker that it works, but like I said before, his word is kind of shit. His word is not good because he doesn't know what he's doing. I heard from some of his other co-workers that he is not allowed at other places. He's been in several confrontational events with other companies and other co-workers. I also had some other machine tool dealers stop by to see me, and they use Fastems all the time, and they came back here and kind of walked around, and they were like, man, we've installed a bunch of these, and it should have gone flawless, and I've never seen that guy before in my life, and they need to get him out of here, and they need to get you someone else because he's not getting the job done. That pissed him off, but I don't care. That can be his own thing he's mad about. I really don't give a shit. He was upset that people were coming in here and talking about people that he worked with. I really think he was upset that someone mentioned that there's people better than him that actually know what they're doing. So, like I said, I've been in contact with Fastems higher ups, VPs. I really hope that they make the decision to terminate employment for Nate Baker. Allegedly, he is going to work somewhere in Vermont next week. No, I'm sorry, that's the other guy. The other guy that was here, I mess his name up all the time, but we'll call him D. D is amazing. That guy had he got into a confrontation with his own coworker Nate started the confrontation with D, and D tried to get out of here. He tried to get his bosses to send him somewhere else because his job was to learn how to commission a machine. But Nate Baker is such a selfish person that he didn't want D to learn anything. He didn't show him anything. He didn't talk to him. He just got very rude with him one time, and D was done. So there's also been some local service engineers with Fastems that have not been in here because they don't want to deal with Nate Baker. So him as a person speaks very trash. The guy's just trash. His own coworkers can't even get along with him. He was even confrontational with a heating and air guy that I had in here. We were all having a conversation. He walked over out of his way, got into a verbal confrontation with me, and then got into a verbal confrontation with the heating and air guy. So I really hope that Fastems makes the decision to terminate his employment, and if they don't, I highly question their decision-making skills, because that guy is a liability to Fastems company. There's other people that work for Fastems that want to do a good job. These are things I've heard. I've not met anyone besides D and then our local service engineer that really want the best for Fastems. Nate Baker does not. The guy, I just can't emphasize how much of a piece of shit Nate Baker is. You know, he really thinks that he did a great bang-up job. He really thinks that he was treated poorly here at Billet. I am a person to give you every opportunity to make it right. If I have a problem, I'm going to approach you. You have the opportunity to either reassure me of the problem or help me with the problem, or you can take Nate Baker's opportunity to help me with a problem and totally turn it into being a victim, and not giving a shit about the customer, which that's the route Nate Baker wanted to choose. That's the path Nate Baker wanted to go down. I will show you respect, and I will treat you like a superior, decent human being until you disrespect me, the company I'm working for, and my owner, and then I will become the assholing champion of the world. Just plain and simple. The last 4 days of this fiasco is what we'll call it. Well, I guess I'll stop calling it an install. It's been a fiasco. The last 4 days of this fiasco, I have totally avoided this part of the shop. I've not walked back here. I've not talked to anyone. I haven't done anything. I'm not going to allow someone like Nate Baker to make me feel like a prisoner in my own shop, and that's exactly what he did. Just a lousy person is what he is. So like I said, I really hope that Fastems decides to terminate his employment, because that would be the best thing for Fastems to do, is to get someone like him out of their company that is going to push sales away. Because right now, they ain't selling us anything ever again. Never buy a Fastems system ever again. And I don't even recommend it to anyone else. So, and that's all because of Nate Baker. So, that's it for now. That's it for the update. Like, it's 4th of July weekend, you know, so I'm going to do a little bit of work today. We got some people here at the facility working, trying to get some things done. Then we're going to take the weekend off. So, thanks everyone for reaching out. Like I said, this has been a highly anticipated update of what's going on. Since I've came to work here at Billet. I'm not able to show a lot of the machining things that we do. We produce a very sought after product that is highly copied and duplicated and ripped off. So I'm not able to show a lot of the parts that we manufacture, but I will talk to my boss and see if maybe I can post some of the cool machining things that, you know, the actual machining things we do, some of the fixtures we've come up with, and some of the things that you guys know me for. So I'll talk to him and see if we can't work something out there. But as far as a lot of the machining stuff goes, I just can't show it. We're already copied enough by a lot of companies out there, and we just don't need anybody else ripping us off. So, you know, I understand it from the business side. It's fine with me. We're pretty busy here anyway, so I don't have a lot of extra time to, you know, post like I used to. So very short run times, very quick run times, lots of parts, kind of what we're doing, very, very high production. So anyway, I appreciate you guys coming on this, you know, fiasco journey with us. I appreciate everyone reaching out, suggesting other things, other people from Fastems to come in and help work. I've passed those along, but as I mentioned before, Nate Baker would tell his bosses that he was doing a real good job and he was farther along than he was, so he could stop him. So he would basically stop them from replacing him. But we'll see. The first post I made I've been asked to take that down. I will not. Everyone needs to know. Maybe if Fastems fires Nate Baker and cleans up that part of it, I might consider taking it down. But he would have to be terminated from Fastems for me to take any of this down. So anyway, that's what I got, guys. Appreciate you coming along. Thank you very much for being a follower, being a fan, reaching out to me. Hopefully we can do some cool more machining stuff once it gets going. Of course, when I'll give you as many updates as I can on the Fastems whenever anything happens with it. Hoping that on Tuesday morning, Fastems installers and trainers will be here. We'll at least get the machine going and we can go on about our life. Never gonna forget this. This has been one of the worst experiences I've ever had in the machining industry with machine tool builders and machining accessories. So don't really care how great the system works. I'm never gonna ever forget this install fiasco that happened with Nate Baker on this Fastems system. So thanks for coming along, guys. We'll check you later. Have a great happy 4th of July. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Of course, if you're gonna drink, don't drink too much. And if you are gonna drive home, get someone to drive you home. Stay safe. I appreciate everyone for reaching out. I appreciate everyone for being a follower. And we'll check you guys later.